Greetings, Sackett. How are you doing? Of course, now I get a bad voice. Test, test, test. Okay. Better. So, welcome back to Reading Simulator 2016. While it is an interesting game, it is a lot to read. Holy fuck. One of the main reasons why I prefer games like Might and Magic. There's not so much reading involved. Let's continue. Spend your karma wisely. A jack of all trades is a master of none. Yeah, but he's a jack of all trades, you know. Is that so bad? Yeah, it depends, of course. Not everybody needs to be a bard. So... yeah, I have something to drink, which is quite important. Let's start with Dietrich. You really came through for me, boss. You ever need anything from me, anything at all that you can call on me, I'll come running. What's Alexander holding up? Whoa! He's a good kid, that nephew of mine. Give him some time and he'll shake Stahl's programming. It might take a while, but he's not just alive here in the Kreuz Bazaar. In the meantime, I found a good home for him. Samuels agreed to take him in. Oh. It's better when you don't happen to miss the first 4 hours. Is that wise? Samuel's employees have no love for humanis. Most of them don't even like humans. Best thing for the kid will be to learn through immersion. If he stays with Samuel's group, he'll have no choice but to interact with meta-humans. Soon enough, he will learn that they are no different than anyone else. First few days will be rough, no question, but he will make it through and come out the other side a better man for it. How are you today? I'm doing quite fine. Slept a lot again. I really need to get out of this habit of napping like 3 times per day. So tomorrow I'm going out, at least for the grocery store a little bit, and then see what else I can do. Clean up the kitchen or so, I don't know. He seems like a tough kid. I don't doubt that you are right. Diddy claps on his shoulder. You're a good woman, boss. On to other things. Remember what I was telling you back before we climbed into the van? Yeah, you were saying that the Dragon Slayer was happy and that you've been given a reward. That's right. Thanks to our, let's not mince words, heroic actions back in that swine pit, the Dragon Slayer has seen fit to grant me his favor, his good wideness, and now I know what that means and what I can do with it. Well, don't keep me in suspense. It's okay if you do it once a day, but my schedule is like I wake up around 8. Around 9 I already fell asleep again for 1 hour or so, and then it goes like this through the whole day, where I'm sitting at the PC playing a few games of Overwatch, then napping again, and then playing a little bit, and napping again. It's not good. It's not good at all. Mainly the depressions, I guess. I don't know. But one nap is fine. But yeah. He gestures at the ground near his feet. This. As you watch, the spot that Dietrich is pointing at begins to glow. Lines of force spread out in a skin-telling web, and a feeling of raw power suffuses your body. I've just torn open my channel between myself and the Dragon Slayer. That power that you feel is his power, pouring through the ether and into that spot. If you're familiar with ley lines, it's the same basic concept. I consecrate a patch of ground, and as long as I stand on that spot, all of my magic gets stronger. He crosses his arms over his chest. Not bad, huh? What about another major shaman? Could someone else benefit from one of these channels too? He shrugs. I don't see why not. Like I said, it's basically a ley line. As long as you're on the Dragon Slayer's good side, I don't see why you couldn't use it. My idol, he isn't stingy with his gifts. Hi, Selt. Anyway, boss, I want to keep fiddling with this, learning to properly control it, and I'm sure that you've got things to do as well. You take care of whatever else that needs doing, and by our next one, I'll be ready to use this. Sounds good? Take care, Dietrich. You too, boss. So, can I actually level up some more? Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Apparently not. Eiger, my friend. As you approach, Eiger turns to face you. Her rifle has been field stripped and is lying in pieces on a sheet of butcher paper. Arranged in a neat row along the edge of the paper, bottles of copper solvent, bore cleaner, and lighter fluid. Our fearless leader returns. What do you need? Are we good now, Eiger? Depends on what you mean when you say good. I won't question your competence again. Not in front of the others, at least. But I'm not gonna lie, I still have concerns about you. What kind of concerns? Basic ones. I don't want to see history repeat itself. You won't. This team is going to succeed with or without you. You've got the right attitude. Maybe my concerns are misplaced. Or maybe you're just telling me what I want to hear. Only time will tell. So, was there something else that you wanted to talk about? Or can I get back to cleaning my rifle? You said you didn't want to see history repeat itself. What exactly do you mean by that? I would rather not go into it. I wasn't talking about Monica, if that's what you're thinking. Let's just say that I've had bad luck with unexperienced teammates, and leave it at that. I would like to hear about your time in the KSK. G6 said, no, I'm not in the habit of sharing war stories, Elanarae. Not with people who've never served. I can't get into Overwatch. The game generally seems quite good, but a character I don't know who has a big dragon ultimate. That's Hanzo, the sniper. And that game's too much of an immersion game. Breaking in it. Don't like games that mix sci-fi with fantasy. What? What? That would be the least of my concern. Then you shouldn't watch this, baby. This is also sci-fi and fantasy. Not with people who never served. It doesn't have to be a war story. I just want a better idea of who I'm running with. She looks at you in the eye for a moment, evaluating. Finally, she shrugs. Alright, Elanarae, you win. I owe everything to my time in the KSK, from my street name on down. So, you tell me what you want to know, and we'll see where this goes. Tell me how you got your street name. Back when I was in basic training, a fellow recruit made a vulgar joke at my expense. He said that I reminded him of the north face of the Eiger in the Bernese Alps. Huge and beautiful, but dangerous to climb. His tone left little doubt that there was sort of climbing he had in mind. I think that he was trying to proposition to me, in his clumsy way, poking me in front of the other recruits to try to provoke a reaction. Anyway, he got one. I broke 3 of his ribs and the name stuck. Served him right? We might be not to proposition here. 1/4 of phrase. Either you're trying to be cute or you've completely missed the point. Neither would surprise me. I didn't break his ribs because he propositioned me, Elanarae. I'm not a goddamn savage. I put that recruit down because he demeaned me, and he did it in front of our peers. I'll cry you a river, you overreacted. And so you got angry and attacked him, is that about right? Yeah, it is, and I had a damned good reason to be angry. If you can't see that, you're even more clueless than I thought. One way or another, I was getting saddled with the name Eiger. As soon as an idiot made this little joke, it was a foregone conclusion. My only choice in the matter was whether it happened under his terms or under mine. If I hadn't broken that twit's whip, the name Eiger would have meant a difficult sexual conquest to a whole barrack full of recruits. That's what I would have been to them from that point on. Thanks to what I did, my new name meant the troll who doesn't take shit from anyone instead. Tell me, Elanarae, which would you rather be? The second one. I'm sorry, Eiger, you did the right thing. Damn right I did. Out in the field, nothing will kill you faster than losing the respect of your team. I would remember that if I were you. You know, Iger, by that logic I should have broken ropes if Monica died. In your place, I would have. She looks up you up and down, appraising you. Not that you've succeeded if you tried, but in terms of saving face, it would have done wonders. In all seriousness, Elanarae, I'm sorry that I put you in that position. I shouldn't have, and I acknowledge that. Need anything else, or can I get back to prepping for the next one? Tell me about the team. Fair enough, I guess that you've earned it. There were 8 of us, 2 commando squads, working together as a single unit. Schmidt and Lange were combat deckers. Wolf was our rigger and combat engineer. Fischer handled demolitions, Raun was a medic, and the rest of us, Metzger, Krüger and myself, were weapon experts. Our mission was extraterritorial, technically illegal, but important enough to justify the risk. We've been sent across the border into Poland. The Russian mafia had set up a cottage industry and human trafficking all along the Oder-Neisse line, and it was our job to disrupt it. That sounds more like a police action than a military operation. Wouldn't the GSG usually handle that kind of thing? Typically yes, but in recent wars the Russian mob has become more and more heavily militarized. The press decided that they posed enough danger to the region to qualify as a terrorist threat, and that brought them under our purview. Anyway, we were a good team, experienced. We went through a lot together, and we chalked up a lot of kills. In our way, I would like to think that we did some good. Who was in command? Metzger. Best leader I had the pleasure of serving under. Her face clowns. He was a hell of a man. But he went down with the rest of the team. Everyone but me. What happened to the team? He shakes her head. No, that's one story I won't be telling. They died, that's all you need to know. Thanks, Iger. No more questions, thank you, Iger. Fearless leader, good dog. Hey, glowy hole. For the first time since you met, your glow's expression seems to brighten. It's subtle, but it's there. You're sure of it. Elanarae, a pleasure as always. Need anything from me? How are you doing, Glowy? Golden as always, Elanarae. No problems here. If I didn't know you any better, I would think you were warming up to me. She studies your face for a moment before responding. I suppose that you might say that. I don't talk to many people, Elanarae. It just doesn't seem to be worth the effort. I don't really feel much anymore. Not since she canvases the chrome of her forearm with her hand made of articulated steel. This. If that's true, why are you still talking to me? I suppose because you've shown an interest and because you haven't let me push you away. She locks eyes with you, her brush is blank. I don't want to mislead you, Elanarae. I still don't feel anything, not warmth or friendship or even trust. But I can appreciate the effort you're making. It's something new, and it's worthy of exploring. Are you ready to tell me about that chrome you're sporting? I'm getting there, Elanarae, but you'll have to give me some time. The answers will come when they do. You said that things went bad when you turned 14. I would like to keep talking about that. She stares at you. Her face expression is, no, I would rather not. Why not? Because I don't see a reason to. The memories are unpleasant and dredging out doesn't serve any real purpose. You're wrong about that. The last time we talked it had an impact on you. That's reason enough to continue. She pauses for a moment to consider your words. A troubled look on her face. I suppose that's true. Feeling discomfort is better than feeling nothing at all. Alright, here's the deal, Elanarae. I'm going to talk, you listen. When I'm done, I'm done. No complaints and no arguments. And we'll see what happens. Deal? Deal. Right. The 1,000-meter stare creeps back into Glory's eyes. A moment later, she's locked away in her own head again, reliving memories that she long since filed away. So, a few days after my 14th birthday, I began to express magically. Judging what I saw in your aura, your awakening must have been an incredible thing. It was actually fairly standard. The willpower didn't come until later, but we'll get to that. There's another long pause, and Glory becomes more animated. Anyway, I turned 14. I awakened. I don't even remember how my parents found out about it anymore. I think that my dad caught me playing with a tiny city spirit that I coaxed out of a pile of garbage, something like that. With everything that happened afterward, those days are kind of a blur. What I do remember is my father's response to the revelation that his little girl was a witch, a hexe. He beat the living shit out of me with his fists, and then his belt, and then a claw hammer that he grabbed out of his toolbox. All the while my mother was screaming and flailing at him. She took a couple of licks with the hammer too. Wow. It's a miracle that you survived. I'm just lucky, I guess. So finally, after what felt like an hour, Dad stopped turning me up with the hammer. I had broken ribs, a busted arm, I couldn't see out of my left eye, and my entire right side was covered with one giant bruise. I was bleeding all over the place, making a real mess of the carpet. The old bastard spat on me. His bleeding, crying daughter. He spat on me and told me that I was des Teufels Hure, the devil's whore. Then he kicked me out of the house. As I was crawling away, my father thought to stay in town any longer than I had to. Even if my dad wounded up getting arrested for beating me, the rest of the local Kreuzritters would have found me, and I would have wound up skinned alive. If you're not familiar with how the Kreuzritters here in Berlin deal with heretics, it's decidedly less pretty than what my dad and his buddies did to their victims. I got the hint, and the next morning I hitched a ride out of Stuttgart. You were a human girl, presumably with an ID. Why didn't you go to a hospital? Oh, I did, but not in Stuttgart. If I went to a local hospital with the kind of injuries that Dad gave me, there would be questions, and I couldn't afford to stay in town any longer than I had to. Even if my dad wounded up getting arrested for beating me, the rest of the local Kreuzritters would have found me, and I would have wound up skinned alive and thrown into the Neckar. I wound up in Tübingen. I figured it would be a safe enough place to find medical attention, and maybe to call home. It's not far from Stuttgart, but it is a huge student community that I figured I could blend into. And the university there was a decent magic department. That's actually quite interesting, because Tübingen is actually quite near Stuttgart, half an hour away. And it does have a university. Maybe not a decent magical department, but yeah. My former roommate was actually studying there. My wife dropped me off at the university hospital, and they patched me up pretty good. Had some questions for me about how I got so beaten up, but I lied and told them that I'd been mugged, which played nicely into my complete lack of cash, credit, and identification. Hi, Havu. Chloe pauses for a moment and looks down at the floor, then fixes her eyes on you. She is visibly tense. We are gonna fast forward through the next few years. I was a kid on the street. I got by as best I could, doing whatever I had to do. The rest we can leave up to your imagination. Good? Good. You did what you had to do. I'm no stranger to that myself. I don't think that anyone working in the shadows is. She nods. I figured you would understand. So anyway, I lived on the street for a few years, got used to being hungry all the time, got used to getting rained on, got by. I was painfully aware that I had magical talents, but without any kind of training or guidance, I didn't really know how to use or develop them. Truth be told, they scared me, so I more or less ignored them. So it just sort of went like that, until a few days after my 17th birthday. Then I met Martha and everything changed. Martha was a sweet girl. At first I took her for a street kid, like me. Her clothes were a little wetty and she seemed comfortable being near me. But she also looked well fed and happy, and those were two things that I hadn't been in years. We started hanging out, and before I knew what was happening, I was in love. There was a genuine attraction between Martha and me, I think. But I also think that a lot of my affection for her came from the fact that she was the first person in years to give a damn about me. She cared, and I loved her for that. Chloe pauses. She looks flustered. Her composure cracked. Keep going, Chloe. She stares at you for a beat, then nods. A few wet breaths later she continues. Martha told me about a place where she'd been hanging out. She invited me to join her there. It was called Feuerstelle, the fireplace, and it was sort of a commune for dispossessed youth. It turns out that a lot of the street kids I would known over the years had moved there. The way that they disappeared, I would assume they had been kidnapped or killed, or had gone back to their parents. But there they were. I remember being kind of angry about it, like, how did everybody get the memo about this but me? Martha calmed me down. She was good at helping me work through my feelings, and I wound up following her to Feuerstelle. To a street kid, it was basically paradise. The owner, a guy named Harrow, had set up this little farm just outside Tübingen in the Schönbuch forest. The Schönbuch is officially a nature park, but not many people go there nowadays. Too much fear of paranormal animals, I guess. Anyway, park or not, it was plenty big enough for us to hide in. It was also safe and pretty, and the farm was well stocked with food. Most importantly, Feuerstelle gave us a sense of community and stability that we'd never had on the street, and we loved Harrow for that. He became like a surrogate father to us. Chloe pauses again, and you recognize a distinctive flush in her cheeks. She seems to have come out of her reverie once again. That's enough for now. I need to process all of this, and I don't want to continue forward until I've had a chance to do that. I know that this all happened years ago, but I guess it's still pretty raw to me, so I'm gonna ask her to give me some space for a while. She turns away and the frost begins to creep back into her voice. We can pick it back up later. Okay. Backstory! So let's check for new ones we can do. 2 unread messages. Ooh. Job hijack shipments. Medbach Gunari to Elanarae. If you value no hardware coming into the Kreuzbusser, we need to talk. One of my weapon shipments was hijacked by a local gang. I can promise 500 new yen, and if you can recover the shipment, I'll have some new gear on the shelf. Come see me for details. Commissioning the services withheld. We would like to arrange a meeting between you and one of our representatives. You will find him at a cafe nearby. His name is Luca Duer. He will be expecting you. Come alone. Okay. Jobs directory. Claim payment. You submit the job is finished and await your client's response. A few moments later, a message pops onto the screen. Samuel Beckenbauer, here's your payment as promised, Beckenbauer. A moment later, a second message pops into your inbox. Your payment details. Payment from client 22,500. Deductions for crew salary minus 6,000. Ammunition and resupply cost minus 1,500. Automatic deduction for Alice funds minus 11,250. Reminder sent to Elanarae's account 3,750. Payment transfer complete. Okay. You owe pending and active jobs. Amsel's face leads to the screen. Elanarae, here will find a complete transcript of my conversation with Herr Schmidt, a potential client. As you will see, the details of the job are a bit more vague than I would like, but the payout is quite substantial. After reading the transcript, you may choose whether or not to accept the job. If you respond in the affirmative, our client will be notified, and I will make all necessary preparations for the one. One other thing, Herr Schmidt provided me with a device to assist you in the one. He calls it a little black box. Apparently it can be used to compromise the power and security systems of the one side. If you opt to take the job, be sure to take it with you. Amsel's image flickers and rings away. A moment later, a glowing blue text field begins to scroll up on the bottom of the screen. Yes, greetings, Herr Ramsel. I trust that this connection is secure? Naturally. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking? Call me Herr Schmidt. Very well, Herr Schmidt. You have some business for me? Indeed, I have a job for your team. A simple matter. Judging by what I have heard of your team, I imagine they will be well suited to the task. Go on. The interests that I will present have learned that AG Chemie Europa is working on a company-wide project. Something very secret, very new. Reliable sources inform me that they've been keeping a working prototype of this new venture at their Berlin facility. I see, and your employers wish us to acquire this prototype for them. Naturally. What is this project? Schmidt, Germany's next choice. If you want my team to grab the prototype for you, they will need to know what they're looking for. I'm not at liberty to say. I can tell you that the prototype has been branded MK6. I can also tell you that your team will find it on the 25th floor of the Berlin facility, in the office of one Albrecht Haushofer. First, I can assist your team in disabling building security and gaining access to the 24th floor. From there, however, they will be on their own. Such wages can be dangerous, Herr Schmidt. I will not commit my team to one without a better understanding of what the job entails. Facing such dangers is the purpose of a Shadowrunner, Herr Ramsel. Your team will be rewarded handsomely for their services. My employers have set aside 20,000 new yen for the job. Consider it hazard pay if you wish. Make it 25,000 new yen and look somewhere else. 22,500 new yen, final offer. Very well, I will pass your offer on to my team. Are there any further details that you can provide? Houseover's office will be locked behind a vault door. The lock is old-fashioned of the mechanical way. I will provide your team with a copy of the key. I will also supply you with a little black box, a solid-state device that your team can use to override a variety of building systems. I don't know the German version again. Your team will enter through the facility's underground garage. When your team has acquired the MK6, have them exit through the same garage. I will have a van there waiting to extract them. Thank you, Herr Schmidt. I will pass your offer on to my team. Good day, Herr Amsel. Sure. Accept the job. One accepted, client notification sent. You take the little black box from the desk and pocket it before returning your attention to the screen. Back to wood. Walk away. Let's check the BBS. Shadowrun connection established. Relevant keywords. Twance's Highlander best new deck. Help, droning and junk messages. Just got one of these from my Twance's Neuronet web. Wants me to sell them in my store, so I took the puppy for a test drive. Signal quality is insane. It makes for a huge difference in comfort, decking, fatigue. I can stay jacked in for hours and feel fine. And some people can jack for hours and feel fine, so yeah. Last session I had to set a timer just so I wouldn't forget to eat. The specs on that thing look impressive, but I'm an Allegiance man. Does the comfort really make that much of a difference? My decks are generally beaters anyway. Allegiance? What are you doing with that thing? Playing video games? Any serious decking is going to require way more house power than that thing can push even overclocked. Only a crappy decker blames their gear. I do just fine, thanks. How much is Francis paying you to post a scheiße on here? Help! Droning and junk messages. Hoi, Jammers! I could use your help! Every time I check into the Matrix these days I'm flooded with junk mail. There's so much of it, I can't even see. Can anyone help me? Great, another newbie who thinks he's on a tech support board. Hey, stuff it! I wouldn't ask, but I'm desperate. I can't deck like this. Alright, Thunder, calm down. It sounds like an ad bot is keyed into your deck. Been poking around anywhere sketchy lately? I don't need details, a simple yes or no will do. No, Bandit, I haven't been anywhere like that, I swear, please help me. What I wanna bet he gave his personal info to some scam site. I'll give you 10 to 1 odds. No, I don't think so. All I've done was make an online dating profile. Let me guess. Meet mate? How did you guess? That's not a real dating site, Thunder. It's a place where desperate people get infected with malware. But what do I do? How do I make it stop? I don't know. Buy a new deck. Best of luck. Oh, meet and mate. Sounds like an interesting thing. So, I take the med kit. I take the trauma kit. I should. Oi, Jammers. I did talk with him too. Let's go into the shaman shop. Maybe we find some interesting stuff. And maybe we should buy some armor. Like, general. What the fuck is this? Are you trying to summon Cthulhu or something? Way too many people are still alive. So, I can buy Acid Bolt 3. Ooh. I would like that. Occult Ropes. Adept's Combat Vest. Grants +1 unarmed and +1 willpower. Summoner's Guard Armor, +1 Charisma and Spirit Control. +1 Willpower and +1 Charisma. Willpower and Move Speed. Huh. I think I stick with Willpower and charisma sounds good. And again, I'm usually in the front trying to heal people with my totem. So, lots of armor, maybe nice? +1 unarmed and +1 willpower. But it's more for like an adept, key adept. Like, what? We don't need that. I think I take with the traditional mage ropes. Conjuring. Fire barrier. Wow. Looks nice. Acid stream. What's the acid bolt? I take that. Creates a shadow zone in which characters cannot be targeted nor target others. Lasts until the beginning of your next turn. That doesn't sound so bad, to be quite honest. I mean, if things get dicey, I can target the team and... Oh. Lightning barrier. Yeah, I will take that. Decreases the target's movement by 6. Wow. I take that. Haste 2. It doesn't kill people. No! Doesn't need to. Blur. Difficult to hit and increases movement by 1. Lasts until the beginning of your next turn. Last for 3 rounds, last for 3 rounds. Does damage over time to the target. I think I keep that. Ooh, that looks nice. So, looks good, looks good. You can sell him the other stuff. We don't need this anymore, we don't need that anymore, we don't need that anymore. Ah, maybe this for... Ah, use it. I try not to take him with me anymore. So, nice. Upgrades. I highly hope I can combine some of these ones, so I guess I will do them one by one. Okay, I take Glory with me, I take Eiger with me, and I take Blitz with me. What the hell are you wearing? I spent most of my money on programs. And Raku Kraftwerk -1. And Raku's best deck, easily modified for the streets. Okay. Income Smart Gun. Oh. Thankfully, you shouldn't have to stay long. According to the intel that your client provided, this should be a simple smash and grab operation, and you've been given the tools to carry it out with a minimum of fuss. The MK6 prototype, whatever it is waiting for you on the 25th floor. It's time to go and get it. Pretty sure it's like, I don't know, a fucking machine gun, automatic turret or so. That would be fun. Can't wait. So... it's waiting for you on the 25th floor. It's time to go and get it. Pretty sure it's like, I don't know, a fucking machine gun, automatic turret or so. That would be fun. Can't wait. So... medical supplies. Don't mind if I do. Projekt Atlas. After a few moments of sifting through cables, you find a diagnostic connector with the right input to fit a little black box that Schmidt gave you. Put in a little black box. The connector slips into the box with a satisfying click. A tiny red light set into the box, lid begins flashing. After a few seconds it turns solid yellow and then finally shifts to green. At that instant, all of the lights in the garage turn off. A few seconds later, the emergency lighting kicks in. If what Schmidt told you was true, you've just killed the main power for most of the building. In theory, the box also circumvented the security cameras on the building's upper floors. You should be able to intercept the camera's feed by tapping into an elevator console on the 24th floor. Handy little thing. Alright team, let's go. Icon indicates a console built into the wall beside the elevator. This looks like the elevator console. The camera feed should have been routed here. It only takes a moment to connect to PDA and immediately visual feeds from all over the building begin to flood in. Yeah, definitely a handy little toy. Now I really want one. Security camera 12. There are people following me, you should kill them. Oh, it's a dead guy. That doesn't look good. Laboratory observation. A warning light stops out from the console at your approach. Large white letters shriek out against a red background. Warning! Toxic contaminant detected. COCI2 phosgene gas. Hazardous material override engaged. Laboratory entrances locked down. Input command. Search your memory for any. Disengage lockdown. Let's purge the laboratory, yeah. Let's to introduce gases agent to laboratory atmosphere. Please input agent to introduce. Purge the air. Warning, this action will result in venting of contaminants to exterior atmosphere. Level 5 authorization required. No, that sounds like a bad idea. Access substance library. Connection failed. Network access unavailable. Use direct terminal access in the data store. Walk away for now. Let's check the data store, because I want to go in there. Oh, people. Security room. Okay. Oh. What can go wrong, eh? Everything. Hi guys, intruders! Ow! Don't punch me in the face, you jackass! Lightning barrier. Bam! What? Lightning barrier. There. 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 course you missed. How would you actually hit something, eh? Ah, you idiot. Oh. Suddenly shaman. Ow. Let's heal everyone. You actually missed. Let's get rid of the shaman. Oh no, he's in cover. Even though the cover was in the totally opposite direction. How the fuck does this work out? Ow! Ah! Idiot. I like this spell already. How about you guys get a quiet bomb in here? And you get a slow. What? I didn't want to do that! I was totally... Oh, come on. Seems to happen more often than I wish to. That I just click on the wrong guy. And then we can reload this. And one up here. Ow. Nice. Quitted face-off. Oh. Lying atop a clipboard is a security ID card. The name of the card is Leonard Stromberg. The paperwork clipped to the board indicates that this is a replacement ID. It was scheduled for pickup tomorrow morning, but it hasn't been embedded with a security code yet. There's a 5-digit code scrawled in blue ink on the top page in the file. 54139. Okay. The favorite shotgun of Copsec requires data check. Okay. Send this item to your stash. Can summon a hearth spirit, whatever that means. Fuck, do I know what a hearth spirit is? Junior Executive Werner Hardecker. check his bar. Etiquette socialite. On the bar, there are bottles of alcohol. Most of them look expensive. Grab a bottle for the road. And a cheap booze. I guess if I knew how to socialite, I would have proper booze. At first glance, this terminal appears unremarkable. Its password locked and a cheerful screensaver marches across its display. Inspect it. Upon close inspection, you notice something. Interset among the colorful bouncing sprites of the screensaver, there's a symbol that you recognize. The dead drop marker of the Shockwellenreiter. Shockwellenreiter message drop. As you study the display, a green light winks on above the terminal's display. The recording light of a pinhole camera. The screensaver disappears and the screen floods with glowing green text. Shockwellenreiter contributor 1432. Recognized. Welcome Elanarae. Secret project. This is an open request for information about the project and the material prototypes being developed at this facility. It is not a synthetic drug is being developed here in support of a project called Atlas. In addition, a functional prototype called MK6 has been developed. The first contributor to provide us with the project data for Atlas, the chemical formula for this new drug, and visual records of the MK6 in operation will be handsomely rewarded. All three pieces of information are required for payout. AG Chemie Europa is known to be a heartless corporation with little regard for meta-human safety or morality. They guard their secrets jealously and seek to hoard all information gained for themselves. This behavior cannot be allowed to go unpunished. What they know, all shall know. No longer will they hide their secrets in the shadows. The timely delivery of this information will be well rewarded. Freedom, equality, information, Shockwellenreiter. Okay. Building maintenance. Senior Executive Lennart Stromberg und Sekretär Anna Schröder. 54139. What? Examine the keyboard in astral space. Your third eye slips open, revealing the hidden world of the astral plane. Several of the buttons on the keyboard glimmer faintly. 1, 3, 4, 5, 9. Each of these buttons has been pressed recently. The residue of life clings to them, shimmering against the grey. Unfortunately, you cannot tell in which order. Okay. I already forgot it again, because a stack of business cards on this desk reveals that it belongs to one Annika Schröder. A cursory search reveals that the desk's drawers are stuffed all of lewd love notes, all hastily written on scraps of office stationery. Rummage through the notes. Exploring Annika's desk is like embarking on an odyssey of filth. 30 seconds in, and you've already learned 3 new euphemisms for sex in a storage closet, as well as exciting new definitions for a variety of common office terms. Thankfully, office stationery. Rummage through the notes. Exploring Annika's desk is like embarking on an odyssey of filth. 30 seconds in, and you've already learned 3 new euphemisms for sex in a storage closet, as well as exciting new definitions for a variety of common office terms. Thankfully, your search also turns up something of more immediate value. A scrap of paper with a name and a 5-digit code scribbled on it. Haushofer 84792. Laziness end. On the desk is a file for the labeled Project Atlas. Open it. The folder is empty except for a single note. Move to Digital Archives and logged under executive authorization. Of course. Welcome to the AGC Data Library Archives Employee Record System. Enter search terms to begin. Search the archive. How was the... Let's look for Project Atlas. Executive level authorization requires authorization code. Why can't my Decker bypass this? 84792. 84792. 84792. 84792. Authorization accepted. Welcome, Herr Haushofer. All this information begins to flit across the screen. A good half of what you are seeing has been redacted, and the rest is written in impossibly dense corpse speak. Dan from Dan's Gaming actually made, I think, 3 videos about how to mod Skyrim in what order and whatnot. I go with Pelly's thing that I think he had, what did he have? Better UI and something other. I made a screenshot of this. And you know my opinion on modding games. It shouldn't stray too far away from the original game, otherwise it's so stupid. Attempt to decipher the text. You scan the archived information, collating it in your head as you go. Within a few seconds, a picture begins to form in your mind. From what you can tell, the ultimate goal of Project Atlas is to circumvent the effect of essence loss in meta-human subjects. Apparently a number of working prototypes have been built over the last year to test the theories put forward by project scientists. The most recent of those has been designated MK6. The report isn't all sunshine and rainbows, there are death reports in here. The mortality rate among test subjects has been appallingly high. The report also makes reference to Formula 17, a substance that is being developed in support of Project Atlas. Download the project data to the PDA for the shopware writer. Access visual record. VIP level authorization required. Do you wish to proceed? Continue. Enter authorization code. Guess the same code doesn't work, eh? 84792. Oh, it does. Authorization accepted. Welcome, Herr Haushofer. There are too many records here to sort through quickly. A quick scan reveals the following details. Recordings of laboratory experiments on meta-humans. Images of an extensive series of cyber surgeries being performed upon a large troll. Recordings of the same troll carving his way through opponents with a massive axe. A gun cam footage on what appears to be a vehicle-mounted chain gun. The weapon has been photographed, tearing apart a variety of targets, both artificial and organic. Copy. So, now I want to check what was the gas again that was in here, because I'm fairly certain I need data from in here. COCI2. Divide this down. COCI2. COCI2. COCI2, commonly known as phosgene gas, a highly toxic, colorless gas that gained infamy for its use as a chemical weapon during the First World War. It is also valued as an industrial reagent and as a building block from which pharmaceuticals and also organic compounds can be synthesized. In low concentrations, odor is reminiscent of freshly cut grass. The odor detection threshold for foreseen gas is 0.4 ppm, 4 times the threshold limit value. Phosphine-related deaths are generally caused by the interaction of the gas and the proteins of the pulmonary alveoli. The end result of this interaction is the destruction of the blood-air barrier, preventing the transmission of oxygen to the blood. Death by suffocation inevitably follows. Ooh. It is highly recommended that any employee working in or around this gas wears a detector badge. A suitable supply of NaHCO3, sodium bicarbonate for liquid phosgene, and NH3, ammonia, for gaseous phosgene, must be kept on hand to neutralize spills and leakages. Okay. Well, since a gas is in there, we need to use NH3. Hi, Speedy. NH3. Introducing ammonia gas to laboratory atmosphere. Input command. Purge laboratory air? What if I put in... wait a sec, let's save. Clear the toxic gas from the lab. Oh, that seems... seems to have worked out. No, don't! Disengage lockdown. No contaminants detected, disengage lockdown. Wonderful! You can now enter, without dying horribly. It's always so nice when you can enter somewhere without dying horribly. The scientist is dead beside a small pile of smashed glass, and a number of beakers have been knocked over on a nearby table. Sucks to be him, I guess. This computer is powered on but in sleep mode. When the screen comes to life, you find a half-written text font on the screen. The timestamp of the most recent edit tells you that it was written just a few minutes ago. I didn't sleep last night. Doesn't look like I'm going to sleep tonight either. The last test batch failed. My fault. I got the mixture wrong. Sloppy work, Jensen. I can barely keep my eyes open. Got to try again though. No excuses in this office. I despite relying on stimulants, but I've got no choice. Got to keep going. Progress marches on. Starting a new